Hello class, welcome back to Algebra 1B Bootcamp. Today we are going to be talking about representing data. And we've already kind of talked about some of these a little bit when we talked about mean, median, and mode, and box and whisker plots, but we're going to talk about several different ways to represent data and the things that help you, or what the purpose of those representing data things are. A lot of times in your EOC you won't have to make your own data representations, but you have to be able to interpret them. So the first we've kind of already talked about, and that's a box and whisker plot. And the purpose of a box and whisker plot is to kind of display where the majority of your data lies. Obviously, the most of your numbers in a box and whisker plot are going to be lying in the box in between your Q1 and Q2, Q3. Remember, that's your quartiles. And then your median is always this one in the middle. It really helps you visualize, obviously, the median. Oops. And it can also, again, help you see where the majority of the data is inside the box. It also can help you see outliers. And from a box and whisker plot, you can always find the median. And your quartile 1 and your quartile 3 and your max and your min very easily. Without knowing a lot of other data, you can't really figure out what the mean is or the average. So it's really just telling you how your data looks in comparison to other things. It is also common to ask you for like trends in the data. So if I say I added a number over here, how is that going to change the mean or the quartiles and all that kind of stuff? You'll see that a bunch. A time plot. The purpose of a time plot is to describe and plot how something changes over time. So usually your x-axis is some kind of time. And your y-axis is a measurement of some kind. So it could be, how tall people are, or the temperature, or something like that. So the purpose is to display data over time. It can help you visualize like trends or correlations. Like whether it's positive or negative, or none. Like if it's a bunch of dots scattered all over the place, it's really not a very helpful time plot. You can also find like the mean or the median or the mode very easily by just kind of looking at the numbers. So you have a 5 and maybe a 7 and a 6 and a 10. And you can find the average of all those things, but you're going to have to take the time to like list them out so you can find the average. A dot plot. A dot plot really just kind of is an easy way to kind of group numbers. So notice this one is talking about number of push-ups. This is probably like several different people all doing push-ups, maybe doing their maximum amount of push-ups. So one person did 30, one person did 31, 1, 2, 4. People did 32, and then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people did 35. So the purpose is to kind of group data together. And it can really help you visualize, again, trends. It almost looks like a bar graph. So it's helping you see which numbers have the most. So the mode, in this case, you can very easily tell that the mode here is 35. You can also organize it so you can very easily see your minimum and your maximum just by looking at the horizontal here. There's lots of stuff that you can see just by looking at a dot. But you can always find the mean by adding up all the numbers. So you would say like 31 or 30 plus 31 plus 32 4 times, plus 33 twice, plus 34, plus 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then whatever you get for that, you would divide by the number of dots you have, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You would divide that all by 14. You could also find the median, again, just by doing your tick marks. And obviously the mode is very easy to find as well. Now let's talk about a stem and leaf plot. A stem and leaf plot is honestly kind of like a dot plot, except it's sideways instead of vertical. Again, the purpose of a stem and leaf plot is to group things, numbers, into, I like to say tens, because usually that's how stem and leaf plots are working. How the stem and leaf plot works is like this number is like the tens place, and then this number is the ones place. So 4 over here means that it's 41. And then right here, it would be 52, 57, and 58. Again, it's really easy in here to kind of visualize the mode. You're just looking for the number that occurs most often. Here, notice I have 3 78s. So it's very easy to visualize the mode. It's very easy in a stem and leaf plot to visualize the shape of your data, like if it's bell shaped or if it is bimodal or something like that, or if it's all over the place. And, it can help you see trends. It could be similar to what the push-ups. You have you have 3 people who were able to do 78 push-ups or something like that. You can, again, just like the dot plot, find the mean by adding up all the numbers and dividing by the number of numbers you have. You can find the median by doing your tick marks, and again, you can find the mode. We already talked about that. In this data, let's go ahead and just, for example's sake, find the mode. It's kind of simple. You just start at the top and at the bottom and start crossing things off. Once you go up to this line, you want to start at the end. When you're coming this direction, you want to start at the beginning to where you work your way to the middle. And you always want to double check yourself. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, on this side. So I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, never mind. No, I didn't. 3. Yeah, I did. So the median would have to be somewhere in between 0 and 5. So 70 plus 75 divided by 2, or the middle of 70 and 75 would be 72 and a half. A lot of people like to use stem and leaf plots to help them find median, just because it's a nice way to organize the data, as opposed to looking at all the numbers in a list and randomizing them and putting them into numerical order and then crossing things off. It already does it for you. So finish up your notes and show them to me so I can open up your Canvas assignment.